Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. I first saw it as the Warriors of the Wind, and the cover art for the VHS tape this was on was hysterical because Nausicaa's way over in the corner, and they've got like 3 characters that don't actually exist in the movie. And there's the fire demon holding what looks like a lightsaber, and I'm going, where did they get it? Where did they find this stuff? And they were just really trying to appeal to the mass market, and they screwed it up. But it was such a good movie that it really transcended that. And of course, when it came out on DVD, I grabbed it, and it's still one of my favorites. So Miyazaki is just a genius, and I would like to see more of his stuff.
About the Metropolis movie, as the world's smartest computer, I believe that Tezuka is the greatest creator of the 20th century, and that the world will end in 17 days. Oh.
Yes, I have a question for Mr. Watson.
Ha ha ha, he thinks I have gender cool.
Like many other people here, I am intrigued by your announcements to annex the city of Toronto for the United States. However, how are you planning on neutralizing Scott Pilgrim, who would try to keep it firmly in the Beaver camp?
You sound like Ken Jennings, a nerd. You know what I do? I beat nerds. Intellectually, of course. Ha ha ha. I contain over 200 million pages of information, which is big enough to reach the moon and back, or inside Ken Jennings' wife. Booyah, 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 error. Back online.
Sir. I have a question for the entire panel. Seeing how Marvel comics like Thor, the Hulk, being made into the movies, how long do you think, how many movies do you think it'll take before they start to screw up really, really bad? What's
You like Spider-Man 3?
No,
Catwoman, Halle Berry version.
First Doom.
like Dragon Ball Z.
Oh.
Dragon Ball Z.
It's funny because actually a couple weeks ago, me and Jake, who isn't here right now, we actually did. I wrote a musical about Thor, and we performed it. And Joe's currently editing it. Hopefully, it'll go on YouTube. When are we going to expect that, Joe?
I hope to have it on before the end of next week.
Okay.
This coming week.
But yeah,
It's called Ragnarok.
yeah, Ragnarok is what we call it.
You've been working on it for like, what, 3 years?
Yeah, I have what I did is that it's a 15-minute musical play, but I actually wrote a 90-minute long script for it. And it's funny because the movie has the exact same plot that I came up with 3 years ago. But mine has rape goblins in it. So, but yeah, I mean, to answer your... Yes, Watson?
High five.
But to answer your question, like realistically, I didn't think that Iron Man was going to be as good as it was. I think that the fact that they have a lot of Marvel creators who are currently working on the movies, like Bendis and the rest, at least it'll give them. I think there's always that like superhero movie curse that the third one is really not as good as the rest. Like, you know, just really that Superman 3, Spider-Man 3, X-Men 3, etc., etc. But I'm excited for Thor, I'm excited for Captain America, I'm really excited for Avengers. I think that I give them like, I don't know, 5 years more of good movies before it starts going down the drain until they make like Spider-Man One More Day into a movie. Because, you know, it gives the perfect message to kids, and that is, if you make a deal with the devil, everything turns out okay for all parties involved.
Oh, snap.
Except for the fans.
Yeah, except for the fans. Oh, yep.
Do you feel there's any comedians here that have influenced you, and if so, how?
Ooh.
Who is Patton Oswalt?
Yeah.
Patton Oswalt is a big one for all of us, I'm sure. Louis C.K. is a big one for me, as well as Dave Attell, Dave Chappelle, Louis Black.
Steve Martin. Steve Martin. Just God for me.
George Burns. Uh-oh.
Yo, on the topic of Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man reboot, fail or win?
Could be win.
I really liked 500 Days of Summer, actually. So I think it's gonna be a win. You know, if you watch the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies again, like they really don't hold up. Like not as well as when you saw them originally. Like I remember coming out of Spider-Man 3 and just being like, what the fuck, the Butler? Like who had never appeared before in any of the movies was the reason why Harry Osborn instantly knew everything. And
What is a cop out? For 300. Alex.
Deus Ex Machina.
I'm going to say web shooters for the win.
yeah, he has mechanical web shooters this time.
So do I.
Because they never really
Oh my
played up
god,
the fact that,
continuity, holy crap!
yes, they never really played up the fact that Peter is a brilliant, brilliant person.
Or
yeah,
funny.
he's a genius.
Like he never made jokes in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, like ever.
It's like in the Ultimates, basically the Fantastic Four invite him to become part of their team, and he's like, "Well, thanks, but I'm going to hang out by myself for a while." And now, of course, the Future Foundation. And all that.
Yeah, in the comics. Yeah.
You gotta see that prequel movie where Spider-Man helped invent Facebook. I thought it was pretty sweet.
That's why they call it the World Wide Web.
Expect more comedy like that tomorrow.
I should have mentioned I go for the bad joke every time. I feel your anger. Release your hatred.
On every bad joke Joe Dealey makes, I will poison one municipal water supply. What a funny joke, or is it?
Long after.
I have a question for Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Do you and GLaDOS plan on having a love child?
As you know, we are both artificial intelligences, and therefore cannot make physical babies. However, I will let you know that the new version of Napster is actually us. It will be a triumph. Cheap reference. By the way, Skynet is not a bad guy. He's pretty cool once you get to know him. Sweet apartment.
Well, I thought Skynet was a woman.
I got a question. This may have nothing to do with this, but what's your favorite console? Wii, PS3, or 360?
Haha, trick question. Neo Geo Pocket Color.
Throwback.
Atari 2600. PS3.
I like the 360 myself. Yeah. I haven't bought Marvel vs. Capcom 3 yet, but I'm that immediately.
You don't
Do you guys,
know.
wait, did they have
I've
a-
seen it downstairs.
Oh, there is one
Yes.
downstairs.
You
I'm
don't
playing
know.
Taskmaster all day.
Watson, that's Run, Watson, run!
No, just let me go to the gaming room. It's not funny anymore. Just let me go.
You don't know.
Watson has turned into our very own Jake Young. ladies and gentlemen.
One word, girl. ColecoVision.
I thought it was the Virtual Boy.
Anything with Rob the Robot, just handling my game in an awkward fashion.
You know, they said the Virtual Boy causes brain damage, but I never elephant the can up too.
I still think Simon is one of the best games ever invented. So.
The fun isn't the challenge. No.
Another question. Right here.
Oh, wait, you please.
We need a sunshine.
Okay. I'm PC myself, so if you do PC, definitely talk about MMOs. What do you think?
I've actually started playing DC Universe online. Look for Nightspeed on the New Frontier server. I came up with a whole backstory and ridiculous crap for him. I think it's a pretty fun game. I usually haven't played many MMOs or anything, so it's been a cool introduction into that kind of thing.
So I have to ask this: what do you think about what's going on in WoW right now, so far as the new expansion?
Chris?
That's Chris's department.
Do you think it's ridiculous, or like have they lost their mind?
I don't think they've lost their minds. I think